And I will bother you.
Give me a few minutes here. I just put Buster on it. Put out a short today, me tightening this up 10 days ago with my Skill Power Core 20 mid torque. We're going to try to loosen with the brand new Stubby. We gotta let it sit for a few minutes to soak in. Few minutes here, we'll be loosening it. I'm letting the blaster soak up. I'm gonna try to loosen with the new Stubby. This has been sitting for 10 days. A few more minutes, we'll let it soak. Okay, That should be almost enough. Like I say, I put up a short video from my released over 11 days ago of the Skill Power Core 20 mid-torque tightening this. Now let's try to loosen this with the brand new pin detent Stubby with the 5 amp battery, fully charged. What do you know? It actually can loosen what a mid-torque just tightened. And I think that Skill is good for about, I'm guessing it's good for 400 some odd pounds of tightening. Okay, let's just leave that alone. Actually, let me go and tighten it up with something else. Okay. Okay. Let's tighten it up with the Milwaukee mid-torque with a 6 amp forge battery. I'll get it off with a hammer. Okay, now we're going to tighten up another one. Okay. No, there's no high torque showdown right now. Going to be tightening up this. I already tightened up the other one with. Actually, I loosened it up with the new Stubby, and then I tightened it up with the M18, Gen 2 or 3 mid torque. So I'm going to tighten this up, and before we call the quits in the whenever that is, then we'll try to loosen with the Stubby again. No, we're going to do this. Then we're going to move on to the DeWalt latest hammer drill and try both the 8 amp hour battery from DeWalt and from Milwaukee on it, and we'll go from there. Right now, I got to throw a charge on this phone. Okay. Now, I already had that one tongue that's on my van. It sat for 10 days, and Stubby managed to loosen it from the video I released today from 10 days ago with Skill Power Core Mid Torque. Okay, now let's tighten this up with the Mid Torque Milwaukee with a 6 amp forged. Okay, now we got that tightened up. We're going to try to loosen that up with the new Stubby for the last thing we do for my live stream later. Probably without even putting any Buster on it to see if it can do it. That other one I soaked with Buster for about 10 minutes. That stuff works wonders with stuck nuts. Okay. Now, okay. 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 Give me a minute here. Okay. This is the DeWalt 1007. The only difference is 8 amp forge battery on it. We got it in hammer mode and speed 3. But this is let me find the bit. This is only 3/8. Okay. Now, 8 amp power pack, fully charged. Okay, it felt like maybe it was quicker. But these are both the same battery almost, except one makes Milwaukee, one DeWalt makes. They're both tablet cells. I'm sure it's the same battery manufacturer. I'm willing to bet it's the same battery manufacturer. It's just a matter of, one of them has Milwaukee technology and the other has DeWalt technology in it. So I think they were both about the same time almost. Problem is I have to hold this one on because, it falls off. Okay, now let's see what's next. Okay. Okay. We'll try to break this loose, the last thing I do, without using any buster, blaster. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to have to elevate this. Okay, I've already got holes already drilled in here that I've been using, so let's see what we're going to do. Okay. Let's just skip right to the hard test. Oh, I'm sure they're the same. I'm positive that they're the same battery manufacturer. I doubt DeWalt or Milwaukee use two different manufacturers. It's probably the one that has the best price and the best. It's probably the same company that Tesla uses. Okay. Now let me see here. Okay. I'm going to try to drive these big legs already in pre-drilled holes. The 8 amp forge is going to be versed into 6 amp forge. Okay. Hey, from Indonesia. Okay. High speed. Battery, of course, is still fully charged. The holes are just big enough to put in. Like this one there. Okay, we got a little ways still to go. And it's down to 3 bars for now, but I'm sure it'll come back. And it's starting to get pretty warm. Not much. A little bit more. That's enough. Down to 3 cells still for the 8 amp forge. Let's give this about a 10-minute break so this unit can cool down so we can see what the 6 amp forge does. I'm putting it right about there, because that's just as small. Previous smaller legs we'll put in there. And of course the 6 amp forge, yeah, that's the 6 amp. Maybe I can throw a quick charge on it. Throw a real quick charge on it while we're sitting here waiting. And see what else we can do in the meantime. Maybe while we're waiting for the mid-torque to cool down, we'll do some testing with new stubbies. Okay. I know there's no way that mid-torque's going to be able to do anything with it being as hot as it is. No way. Okay, we'll charge that. Let's see if the 8 amp came back. Nope, 8 amp is still on 3 cells. But I want to see what it would go down to anyhow. Let's see, all it did was it tightened up the hitch on my van, and it tightened up the other hitch that I put on my vise. So that's all it did. So it dropped. Oh yeah, and installed that leg. That's why I dropped 1 complete cell. But we'll let that stay. Okay, let's figure out what's next. Well, let us figure this out. No, I didn't fart. Okay. I know what I'll do. See how much power I have on my battery. Should be good. First of all, let me get the legs together for installing with the stubby. We'll let the mid-torque sit here and cool down for a while, like a long while. Well, I can get a bunch of legs ready to install. Right now I'm going to keep my phone charged up. It was down low. So right now we're waiting for the mid-torque to cool down before we try to attempt to put it in with the 6 amp forge. That's pretty hot. Okay. Like I say, I'm one of the only guys on YouTube that's willing to test, since I have both the 8 amp power pack from DeWalt and the 8 amp forge from Milwaukee. I have so many DeWalt tools that can take the Milwaukee battery. Practically all of them take the flex battery, but not all of them take the Milwaukee battery. I don't know if that's something to do with contact points, but all I know is I want to do a lot of testing with the tool, with all my Milwaukee tools, with each the 6 and the 8 and the 12 amp forge, and then eventually put all the forge batteries onto the DeWalt tools that can take it and see which battery does better on DeWalt, their battery or the Milwaukee. And we're going to do more hammer drill testing when I get a chance with some new bits and a way I can hold that battery on without holding on to the battery. Okay. Got an idea here. Well, maybe not that, but yeah, let me we'll wait for this to cool down for a while. And then we'll do that, and the last thing we'll do when we're done with everything else will be try to loosen that trailer ball hitch without any lube. Okay, let me come up with fasteners, and we're going to install some legs. In fact, we could back this up. In fact, what I could do is just take it right over here to where we're going to be working. Going to put some legs in here. It's already got pre-drilled holes. Well, of course, you know, YouTube is not dumb. You want to know something? I noticed they've been kind of holding back on a lot of my short videos and my long videos, but my live streams they love because they make a lot of money on them, which is no big deal. I don't mind doing a live stream. I just can't do them 7 days a week. That's a lot of time, but I can try. But like I say, let me see if I can actually do a test and maybe throw a DeWalt tool in here too. I mean, if any of you guys watch a lot of YouTube, like Torque Test channel, they just tested a new Stubby. And you know they always pit it against the DeWalt Atomic 921. And we will do that with the battery they didn't use. They didn't use the 8 amp power pack. They used a 5 amp power stack. Yeah, I also own Ryobi tools too. Yep. Okay. And we'll do a 1/2 inch against 1/2 inch. Battery's still fully charged. Amp hour, 21/7 tablet cell. Well, we already know our Torque Test channel already has this beating this already. But these new Stubbies only work good with this battery only. The 5 amp high output. The other batteries are useless. Milwaukee designed it that way. That way you're forced to buy these batteries. Good thing I got 4 of these. But next year they're going to come out forged batteries. I know that. For the M12 line. They have to. That way they can sell more batteries. But yeah, like I say, they already tested this on Torque Test channel. But they Stubby Gen 2 only works good with their 5 amp battery. Okay. Let me come up with some washers. It's too small. I'll do one at a time. It's too hard to try to hold this. Try to do 2 of them. Okay. Ugh, I get my safety glasses. Here we go. Okay, let me get a socket too. That would help. Yeah, we'll use the 1/2 inch. I don't want it to try to go, even though I could get the 3/8, but let me get some sockets. Looks like 5/8. Will they get them? Try to go with a long one. There's one. Here's 2. And you guys did hear Torque Test Channel talk yesterday. You know, like they said, Milwaukee kept holding back getting everybody their new Stubby because they wanted to get the Torque Test Channel first. And they kept holding it back, holding it back, holding it back. They did it on purpose, but you know, they got it like we got it. They should have got it like a month before any of us could have got it. But I knew about the heat before they did. Okay. Okay. Let's go with the Stubby first. This is the pin detent. Long ways to go. Still a long ways to go. Cut out as usual. See? It's the only thing I hate about this. This thing is not really hot, but it can only take so much of beating, I guess. These are all this way. The first generation doesn't have the power, but it doesn't cut out so fast. Look at that. Oh. Safety on these, man. They said this doesn't have what it used to have, the big metal nose cone on it, and it's got too much plastic, and it overheats. That's not really hitting all that long. What was that, under a minute? Please. And I got the most potent battery they make for it. Not like I'm trying to hit on it with a 2. That's just 8 amp power pack. Speed 2, that's all they have on here. There is no speed 3. Ow. Now, but still, come on. The Gen 1s never did that. The only thing is my pet peeve right now. And that was a small lag, not those like I tried to drive over there. Now let's drive some small lags. I consider these to be small. These are pretty dry. Cuts out too fast. Okay, let's give the Milwaukee a break and go with the DeWalt on these. Looks like to be maybe 4-inch lags. And the 8 amp power pack is still fully charged. Okay, well, let's reach for the hot Stubby. And the battery's still fully charged. And it is in high gear. irks me about this. At least it didn't cut out then. Yeah, it's a little warm. Okay. Now, try to find two more identical ones. I own all kinds of tools. I actually own probably about 10 brands of tools. If anybody saw my pictures from the past couple of days, all the Milwaukee tools, I have the most Milwaukee tools out of all the tools. I literally in the past year purchased about 10 or 12 more Milwaukee tools. I purchased more Flex tools. The only tools I've ever purchased any new tools of in this year is Rigid or Ryobi. I've already got those. I'm happy. There's nothing. The only thing I want from Ryobi is a brand new impact driver. The only thing I want from Rigid is, let me think. Well, I don't know. Maybe they redesigned. Well, batteries from both, of course. The Rigid, the new 21.7 tablet cell, and Ryobi 21.7 tablet cell. But the only other tool I want from Rigid right now would probably be a. Maybe they need to redesign the mid torque. You know, I think that old octane mid torque has more power than what most people think. I mean, it literally loosened some stuff up I didn't think it could have done. Okay. Let's go with the DeWalt again. Yeah, the stream dropped out for me too. Okay, let's run the Atomic 921 with the 8 amp power pack in a non-existent little hole. It ain't gonna go in. That ain't gonna happen. Okay. Okay, now I am going to use my drill. I'm going to drill a hole so I can put a bigger hole in there so we can make the stubby go in. Okay, they're both starting to be pretty warm. Let me get a drill bit. We're not going to make that easy. Why make it easy for the stubby? We're only going to use this big of a drill bit. Not the diameter, not even close. In fact, you can't even see it behind it. So we'll go a lot smaller. Okay. DeWalt 1007, 8 amp power pack, still fully charged. Yeah, there might be something actually in there. Well, we'll put a hole here. Wow, I think I left it in hammer mode. Yeah, they say this drill's much faster in hammer mode. I mean, listen to that. Regular mode now. Let's just put a hole over here. Hammer mode, much faster. Yeah, believe me, this is the top latest drill out now. It still can't touch the, the flex, but it does beat the Milwaukee. Okay. Now, yeah, there's something in there. That's why I wouldn't drill. We'll put it right in the center. Okay. Let's try the Stubby now. It's starting to cool down. Yeah, it's cooled down enough that it won't cut out. I mean, I heard that. Try another one when it does that. Hammer mode. Oh yeah, she's fast in hammer mode for drilling. That's a new trick of the trade, I guess. Yep. Like I say, I had a bunch of shorts going. Okay. Now we'll see what we're going to do next. We've already got those installed. Like any holes on this side? Problem is I'm running out of legs now. See, we're only 52 minutes into the live. The mid torque hasn't quite cooled down yet. To try the 6 amp forge versus the 8. I found another leg. Let me see here. These are all about the same size. What can I drive it with? Let me see here. I know what I'm going to do. This battery's still got a full bar on it. We'll pull the pin detent off. Okay. Let's grab the 3/8. This is cold. I haven't used it at all today. Let's see how long it takes to heat up with that lag. Like I say, let's try to drive this and see. This is cold now. This is the 3/8. This is the 2562-20. This is the 3/8 one. And got it in high speed. Okay. Let's try to drive this. What looks like to be about a 6-inch lag. Let's try to find the biggest hole so it won't have a struggle in time. I'm guessing right here. Look at that. It quit. Got my finger still on the throttle. Drain $2 down on the battery. Don't forget this battery was probably down to cell anyhow. See? This overheats too quick. Come on, man. The first gen wouldn't do that. You'd keep going. I guess you want to make sure that they don't have people returning these to get, because it burned up. This is my only gripe with Milwaukee. They won't. I don't know how long I was doing that, but it wasn't a minute. It was probably, what, 30 seconds? Come on now. It's not like I tried to drill into virgin wood either. That's hot now, too. Well, let's see. Not quite all the way down yet. Again, it's barely moving the socket. You can pay attention where it says 15/16, it's barely turning. I definitely found the limits on these stubbies now. Well, I think it's good, but if you're going to try to treat it like anything more than a stubby, you saw it cut out on me. Let's say you got to do 4 or 5 things in a row real fast. This will cut out on you. I've already proven this more than once. In fact, I think the only guy on YouTube that's done this, other than maybe Jim, was that Jim or Tim from Shop Tool Reviews, did it too. But this was a cold unit. Now it's warm, but I had the pin detent doing the same thing. Yeah, like I say, I like it so far, but it cuts out too quick. It won't let you even do one thing. Let's say, I don't know what you could be doing that you'd be hitting on it that long. You saw it. It ain't moving now. I'm not going to try to hit it anymore with it, even though that was only about a 6-inch lag. It's warmed up. A torque test channel says it does get hot, and I agree. It does get hot much faster than the Gen 1, but it's got way more power. This thing puts out over 400. Easily over 400. Easily. But let me tell you, it doesn't put out what a mid-torque puts out. So if you're going to try to run this thing all day, you better just go on easy jobs like the guy from, Shop, what's his name now? There's the other video that came out right after Torque Test Channel. What is his name now? Workshop Addict said, like I say, Workshop Addict said, you don't use this thing on 400 pounds, 400 pounds, 400 pounds. But that ain't 400 pounds. I'm just driving a leg in. You know? I mean, let me see about a smaller leg. But this unit's so warmed up now, it probably won't even work. Let me grab the old Gen 1. Here's the old Gen 1. You can tell it's weak compared to the Gen 2. Now I need to get a socket. I got 2 more legs to put in. Two more. We'll just let the battery stay down to 2 bars. I wonder if I could even drive the rest of that in. Probably not. Okay, let's go with the Gen 1. I like the new Stubby, but it overheats too quick. Yeah, I've already got some holes in here. Okay, these are not the biggest legs. Trying to find a big enough hole, but these are going to just go all the way in. Unless I drill another hole in here. Yeah, let me do some more drilling. Take it out of hammer mode. I get tired of hearing that. And it's still, the diameter's nowhere near as big. Okay, that was the 1007. Okay, we're down to just 2 bars on this 5 amp. Now we should have a hard time doing it. I wonder if I could drive that in with it. Bet you I could. With the Gen 1. Only gotta go another inch. I can't tell how warm it is. I got the boot on it, but didn't cut out, but I also didn't put it. I swear, you know, the Gen 1 will not cut out that easy. You really got to beat the crap out of it. Milwaukee, I'm willing to bet Milwaukee. This is happening on both my second gens. As soon as they get a little too warm, that's it. They shut down. You know, in some ways that's nice. You don't screw the tool up, but what if you got to work a little bit harder and faster? You know, whatever, you know, who knows? Oh, yeah. Here's the 921. And here's the second gen. Actually, no, they're both about the same now when you look at the sizes. 18 volt, 12 volt. And this has more power as long as the thing doesn't fart out on you and go into safe mode. You really got to beat this 921 up to make it shut down. I've done it before. There's only a couple of tools I've never shut down. My Milwaukee third generation high torque, my DeWalt 961. Those ones I've never taken them that far to make them shut off. You really got to be working it hard then. Okay, now I can throw this battery on the charger. Okay. Now, we're going to move on to finishing installing that leg with the mid-torque and then try to bust that trailer ball hitch loose with half-inch Gen 2. Okay, give me a minute here. Okay, here we go again. Now we got the 6 amp forge with the Milwaukee. This is the 2962-20. This is our latest generation mid-torque. This one I installed with the 8 amp forge. Still got another 1.5 inches to go. Another 1/4 inch. We're good. Let's see how much cell it dropped. I recharged the battery. Okay, it's still at a full charge when you recharge these stacked lithium for that, what was that, a minute? It's warmed way back up again now. I don't know what battery was faster. All I gotta say is the new 2nd gen Stubby has gotten me irked with it shutting off so fast. Apparently you're supposed to work it, then quit it. In other words, you're taking lug nuts off a car or something off something that takes 5 seconds. If it takes 30 seconds, the tool's going to conk out. Pretty hot. The socket's pretty hot. I do have a temperature thing. One day I'm going to start using it. But this was installed with the 8 amp forge. This was installed with the 6 amp. I'll have to test them out later, time them out later. Yeah. Well, I thinking that the 6 amp forge is probably still, well, I don't know. Those stacks of lithium, those pouch cells are a little bit closer. And you never, everybody knows that. I can find out where I put that battery. Everybody knows that the new 8 amp and 12 amp have a lot more vents. Way more. There's no vents on the bottom of the stacked lithium. Way more vents. These batteries probably stay cooler than the 6 amp forge. What are you going to do? I know Milwaukee's going to come out with some forge batteries for the Stubby. You know they will, because if only their 5 amp XC high output battery runs the best, you know they have plans to come out with forge batteries next year. Probably a 2.5 that fits all the way in and another 5. That means they'll get more sales out of everybody. Then that'll put to shame the 5 amp XC battery. So, okay. Now let me figure out what I'm going to do next. This is pretty hot now. Just doing that. Okay. Now. Hopefully that's enough time for that Stubby to cool down. These are another day. They're real big. Okay, let me get that tongue. Here she is. Okay. Now. Okay. Let me see here. It's cooled way down now. The Pendington has finally cooled down. Good. We'll throw a fresh battery on it too. Okay. Throw a fresh battery on it. The only thing I hate about the pin detent. Yeah, this is the pin detent. There isn't. Yeah. Just trying to make sure. The only thing I hate about it. This is a headache, taking these things off. I don't want to use the 3/8. I'd need an adapter. Not going in far enough. I have to get a longer piece. Okay. Ugh. Give me a minute. Are we still even online? Of course. Yeah, that's what I'm not going to use. I want to use the pin detent. Make sure I see him. Where's Cole? There he is. There's the Cole. Oh, Cole. Make sure he's still here. Are you still here, Cole? Or maybe we will try the adapter just for the fun of it. Let me see here. It's a little warm. It's just a little warm. Just a little. Okay, we are going to try it. We are going to try it. I'll get a fresh battery. Okay. Now we'll try it. Let me get the socket. I know we're going to lose some torque on this, but I'm going to try to line up the pin on the adapter to the socket. Okay. Let's see if this will do it. Okay. This is the 3/8 version. See the adapter? Fully charged battery. What do you know? It did it. And I did this at the beginning of the video. So that's been sitting for over an hour. And it loosened it. And that was with tightening this with the mid torque. And this is with an adapter. And it did it. Not a bad setup. And I can tell you one thing. I have several videos on my channel with the old first gen Stubby, and it wouldn't do it that fast. So this truly does have power, even with an adapter. Now, if you could weld this adapter to your, if you can weld this to your socket. Yeah, it did it with 27% torque loss. And this was on for over an hour. And it was with a lock washer. Not bad. So I guess Shop Tool Reviews and Torque Test Channel's right. This has some power to be able to do that, and tightened it up with the mid torque at the beginning of my live stream. And it sat long enough. And it loosened the one on, well, the half-inch loosened the one on my van with the, you know, the breakaway. So, okay, guys. I'm going to try to go live tomorrow night. If it's raining, forget it. We'll wait till Monday. But, yeah. So, this is much quicker than my 3/8 Gen 1. With an adapter, that would have taken a while. Probably at least twice as long. So, okay. Talk to you guys later. Eric the Bearded Tool Guy signing off.